I just read an article titled How to Bulletproof Your Listing Presentation. The core message was that you needed to give the seller overwhelming amounts of proof. Proof that you have tons of buyers, proof that you work for a great company, proof that you are in social media, proof that you have all the latest technology tools, proof that you are basically the best agent on the planet. When I was done reading it, I thought to myself, if I have to walk into a listing with that much proof, I am doing something wrong as an agent. Personally, I have found that I can build a strong relationship with a seller and then have an open, honest conversation, and I will get the listing 99 out of 100 times. What almost stopped me from becoming an agent was I never wanted to be that pushy, sleazy salesperson that grinds people down. I know that works for some agents, but that's just not me as a person. I see myself as a professional who truly cares about my clients and put their interests ahead of my own. Now, the first listing presentation I learned was in Century 21's 2-in-1 training program over 30 years ago. Now, it was heavy on talking about the company and all the marketing they did. Now, it did work, and I took a number of listings from that presentation, but I never felt totally comfortable using it. It wasn't an authentic message for me. A number of years later, I got to know a very quiet, low-key agent who was also one of the top agents on the planet. I was amazed at his success. He never seemed to crave the spotlight like so many top agents. I finally asked him if I could go on a listing appointment with him so I could just watch what he did. He was reluctant, but he finally agreed, and I was blown away. He walked in, and in a very short period of time, he built a powerful relationship with the seller. Now, he did not use a listing presentation manual or pull out a computer and do a PowerPoint presentation. He simply made a connection with the seller by asking a few simple but very powerful questions that seemed to open up an honest communication. I was totally blown away. He told me that parts of what he did came from a training program he took on relationship selling. I was hooked. I said, this is the way I want to come across to my clients. So I took every class I could find on relationship selling. Now, I found a bunch of people were actually doing relationship selling. Some were just using the name. My mentor, Jim Rohn, called it consultative selling. And once I really understood it, it worked amazingly well for me. It helped me build powerful relationships with my sellers, and the objections that I had struggled so hard to overcome simply did not come up anymore. And it dramatically improved the connection I had with my sellers and their perception of my service. When I started teaching this to other agents, I realized that I was not giving a listing presentation. I was simply doing a listing conversation. I broke it down into 3 parts. Building a relationship with the seller, then understanding the seller's needs, and finally, giving the seller choices. In this training program, I will teach you the questions to ask that will naturally build a relationship with you and the seller. Then I will teach you how to create an open, honest conversation about pricing and commissions so you can handle them easily and without stress. You will learn how to talk about pricing so the seller naturally wants to list at the right price, and how to stop 99% of sellers from even asking you to cut your commission. Learning how to naturally have a conversation about price and commissions is worth 100 times more than the investment in this training program. I know that if you take my course, learn the questions to ask, and how to start the conversation about price and commissions naturally, you will never go back to a traditional listing presentation again. If you want better relationships with your sellers, happier sellers who give you more referrals, take my listing conversation course. I know you'll be very glad you did. So click on the Add to Cart button and take advantage of this limited time offer to save almost 50% off of the regular price. Take the course, and within 60 days, for any reason, if you don't feel like this listing conversation will work better than what you're currently using, you can get a full refund. So now you have a decision to make. If you think what I have to say makes sense, if you want to build better relationships with your sellers, so you have less objections to overcome, then the choice is simple. Invest in this training course. I believe an investment in your own education is always a good decision, and if you don't love it, you can get a full refund within 60 days. So you really have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. But I will let you decide what makes best sense for you. If you do take my course, you'll get access to ask me questions by email for the next 60 days. I want to make sure that you're actually putting what you learn to work. My success depends upon helping you succeed at a higher level. I look forward to seeing you in the training program.